How are you doing, guys? ZedEye here. So today I wanted to share some of the more or less of very quite interesting information related towards Red Dead Redemption 1 Remastered. Now, unfortunately, we do not have anything confirmed or concrete information, since this information is also coming from Tez 2, but yet he's a very reliable leaker in terms of anything related towards Rockstar. And in this case, that Red Dead Redemption Remastered basically will be indeed coming, with so much information, with so many confirmed, well, as I say, confirmed information that's coming up. It's basically given that this game is a real deal. And as such, one of the few, tidbits of information that came from Tez 2, and he mentions in here in his tweet, Rockstar's new site update live an hour ago added a new reference within the game's list. Red Dead Redemption Rockstar Presents version as a code named RDR1 RSP. So basically Red Dead Redemption 1, well, after that, it's basically Rockstar Presents, and that's it. That's basically it. Because there were some questions, well, as you can see here is the question like Remastered SP and a question mark. It's basically Rockstar Presents. That's exactly what it stands for. And of course, yet there is also a new logo. As you can see here, I'm going to be doing a little bit of a comparison between the old and this new. But before that, because the logo is perhaps will take a majority of the time, I want to touch on as well regarding what he mentions additionally. Plus, Rockstar included RDR1 to the ratings list on the modern side modules. RDR1 original site doesn't use those modules, suggested as a site update. PS3, Xbox 360 and Switch were newly added as a platform buttons as ZDEyE. Below is the preview, not indicative of the platform availability. So basically, do not expect these, this game coming out on all these platforms. So, like for example, most likely you should not expect this game coming on Nintendo Switch, PS3, Xbox 360, maybe even to the point I would say PlayStation 4 and Xbox One as well, maybe. But we do not know. So of course, you can definitely expect it on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and as well as PC. The ratings bit essentially proves that RDR1 will receive a site overhaul to bring its site up to modern standards, much like Grand Theft Auto 5 and Grand Theft Auto Online. Odd timing to update it now, with the Korean rating not so long ago. If not for what's something new, that's the question. And as such, basically, it's just so many things that are quite nicely being packaged in results of that a possibility. Finally, we will be able to see something related with Red Dead Redemption Remastered. And of course, with the previous rumors that's been mentioned, that we should see a final confirmation related to this game in August. Okay, so let's get back on track regarding of the logo reveal. So as you can see here, at first glance, they basically look pretty much identical. One of the more substantial thing that you definitely can expect to see a difference, that is on the logo where it says Red Dead Redemption in large. There's a TM, well, basically stands for trademark on the right side. Now, if we look at the newer version, there's actually instead an R that's been highlighted. It's basically meaning of registered, and as such, a TM has a trademark and registered as a registered trademark as well. So basically, there's nothing really new in that front. Now, after paying attention a little more closely and at least to see something new or something else instead, I did notice another thing. For example, that the black bar highlights behind the letters are a little bit less bold at the corners, especially by the bottom left corner of the letter E, where the redemption is. The first E on the bottom, as you can see by a highlight of the 2010s version and 2023. And of course, it's the same thing I'm noticing by the letter R, where it says red on the left side corner. It's a little bit more bolder in the 2010s version comparing that 2023. And maybe also that the logo itself overall has a little bit more highlighted in general, right? Maybe a little bit more sharpened up, because the corners or the edges of the logo are a lot more clear, comparing that to 2010's version that they're a little bit more blurrier. Other than these things, there really is nothing else, right? Like, what makes this also quite interesting that Rockstar Games Presents is actually present here. So this kind of actually, how can I say, gives us a little bit of reassurance to say that this remaster is getting made by Rockstar Games themselves, and not like a third-party studio, for example, that was done with the Grand Theft Auto the Trilogy Definitive Edition, such as the Grove Street games. Now, there's been some, information related to them as well, that Rockstar or Take-Two, they're basically done now, like forever, to do anything related towards with Grove Street games, and that's actually good news. But it also kind of makes you question an interesting fact as well: who is the one that's remastering Red Dead Redemption? Yet we actually don't even know if it's a remaster or remake or port. I'm worried that it just may be as simple as a port, or, well, I'm sure they're gonna call it a so-called remaster and just say we have improved visuals in terms of the fidelity, the performance, the quality, and maybe some of the life quality improvements, including some of the bugs removing of those as well. Personally, in my opinion, what would have been best thing to do is actually closer to remaking it, like having similar quality that was presented in 2018's of Red Dead Redemption 2. But of course that would result to, well, a lot more resources and a substantial amount of time to create that sort of, well, a remake of Red Dead Redemption. And I'm sure a lot more people would rather see a remake for it. But yet again, because Rockstar, they got all their hands on deck on Grand Theft Auto 6, I kinda doubted that we should even expect it. Either way, I'm looking forward to it, to finally experience this game properly as it was intended basically, but this time on a PlayStation 5, because like, it's notoriously difficult to access Red Dead Redemption 1 on consoles especially. On PC it's not even available, and the only way for you to experience this, if we're talking a PlayStation console, its only way is through PlayStation 3 or PlayStation Now. Well, as so-called basically a cloud service. And unfortunately that game, well, it doesn't run as best as it could, even I'm talking about a PlayStation 3 version of that as well. Man, I just kinda wonder what's happening now with the Grand Theft Auto 4, because Grand Theft Auto 4 is the only Rockstar game, like a big Rockstar game that genuinely was popular, and yet it was basically abandoned. Makes it interesting, like, what is going on with that title? And like, knowing this as well, that there's a possibility that Grand Theft Auto 5 may finally receive the remaster that it deserves. Hell, I would even argue for, and I would love to see a remake. I'm just like curious to see when is that going to be coming. And it makes it kind of scary, because we'll perhaps have to wait even longer. Because after there's Red Dead Redemption Remastered, this means that we'll have to wait yet an additional minimum of a year to 2 years to 5 years, we do not know. Grand Theft Auto 6, we still do not know when that will be coming out. There's our assumptions that we'll finally have a teaser coming for it, coming at the end of this year, and with its release at the end of 2025. Of course, because Rockstar are quite notorious with their delays, and that's why I say at the end of 2025, that's when we should expect Grand Theft Auto 6. But then it's just the question is, when shall we see a remake or a remaster of Grand Theft Auto 4? Because like, longer we wait, the more likelihood that the game is going to be far more unstable for you to keep playing it. And I feel like, it's just a perfect opportunity for Rockstar and Take-Two to capitalize on that opportunity while they can. But of course they can see this, that longer they wait, maybe it's also a benefit for them. Maybe they'll want to wait till the 20th anniversary of Grand Theft Auto 4, but this only means that we'll have to wait an additional 5 extra years. That's just insane. And yet, even if Grand Theft Auto 6 comes out in 2025, this will mean that there still will be 3 additional years to wait, coming up on 2028. Man, just thinking about this, how long it can take, is a scary thought. Alright guys, that's all I wanted to have a little bit of discussion regarding of Red Dead Redemption, Rockstar, Grand Theft Auto and all that good stuff. Like and subscribe, see you guys all, and have a wonderful day.